Hello Aries, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of February 5th through February 11th. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond what I'm telling you, all right? Remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here we have the Seven of Cups. This is a rather interesting way to start off a reading. I think it says a lot about you. And some good earth energy, some fire, more water, some major, some earth. It seems like it's a nice balance of cards. Oh, we got a lot of major arcana. This doesn't happen very often. We have all major arcana on the path of the serpent here. Let's do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to leave that right there. We're not going to look at that until the very end of the reading, so be sure to stick around. And we'll see how that might tie everything together or, give us the confirmation that we're looking for at the end of things. But to start us out, we have this Seven of Cups, and I think that you're the type of person who really does see very well through the BS. Do you know what I mean? I think in any kind of situation, whether it's romantic or career related or on your spiritual path, I think you're one that really does see through the illusions. I think you're someone that likes to experience things, likes to indulge, likes to maybe seek out some of the finer things in life. I think maybe you enjoy spending money, you enjoy feeling good, you enjoy the satisfaction of your desires, let's say. Okay, and I think that's in any realm that we're looking at, if it's career or love or on your spiritual path, your emotional life. I think you like to feel good, you like to treat yourself and take care of yourself. I think you're someone who really does believe that the body is our temple. But not only that, you also like to engage your mind and your emotions. You like to really feel things. I feel like you're probably a patron of the arts. I feel like you really enjoy, let's say, fine dining. You enjoy anything that's going to elicit an emotional response. And then you also like to take care of your body and take care of your mind, right? But at the same time, I think you also are someone who's very easily in control of those kinds of indulgences, right? I think you really can see when things turn from being inspirational, being very nurturing and good for your soul, to where they might kind of tend towards, okay, now it's just kind of, now I'm just indulging for indulgence sake, and there's nothing really that I'm gaining from it. So I feel like you're really able to know where that line is. And you're able to see through the illusion if something is just, and I say just like it kind of, devalues it in some way, which I don't feel like it does. But if things don't have a proper benefit for you, I think you can really see through that kind of illusion. When things are just feeling good, but there's not much substance there underneath everything. And that's, I think, kind of where we're going with some of the rest of these cards. Okay, so I think that you're someone who really does, that pretty much the precise moment when something stops working for you, when something stops feeling good, stops really being satisfying and fulfilling. It may still be a physical indulgence, but you realize that there's not much substance there underneath everything. Okay, and that's why I want to go to the recent past before we do anything else. The recent past, we have a Four of Cups. I think that you've gotten out of a relationship recently that I think kind of had this vibe to it, where it started off quite fulfilling, very, very stimulating, very satisfying, both physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. But then you kind of saw through that. It was maybe someone who you thought had all of these kinds of same interests as you, the same needs, desires, the same sense of fulfillment. You know what I mean? Like you guys were on the same page. But then I think there came a moment, and I think it was probably an abrupt moment, where you realized that this person was in fact not on the same page as you. That they were stuck at a more superficial level, and you were able to really see through that. It could be that they presented themselves as being someone very deep, very thoughtful, very maybe spiritual, but there came a moment, and again, I think it was an abrupt moment because we have some amount of fire cards here that kind of suggest that. There was a rather abrupt moment where you realized that they weren't who they say they were. They didn't really have these feelings, this depth to them. Okay. And I think that's probably why that relationship ended. I see that it wasn't a huge blow up or argument or fight. It was just kind of a, hey, I'll see you later. I'm not coming back. I feel like it was very calm and very cool and collected the way you handled that, which isn't always the way you do things, but in this case, I think you did. Now, we're going to go to the top of the Path of the Dove, the 11th mystery of the tarot, the Lust or Strength card. Yeah, sometimes you can really, you really tend to maybe let loose sometimes. And that's why I say in this instance, you were very cool, calm, and collected, but that's not always the way you do things. I think sometimes you know it's appropriate to use your strength, use your power. And of course, we can exercise our power in many different ways. Being cool, calm, and collected, well, that's also a display of power, But I think you have this ability to know what level of power to display. Does that make sense? Sometimes you know where you need to be a little bit more aggressive, a little more forceful. Other times you know when you need to play it cool, calm, and collected. So I think in that recent relationship that ended, you were the more calm, cool, collected energy in there. But there are times where you can dial it up a little bit, and you can be a little bit more aggressive, dominating, a little bit more forceful, use a little bit more of the active fire energy. You know what I mean? Rather than this more relaxed water kind of energy. So this card here is really talking about your ability to control your power. Okay? And I think that this applies to every situation in your life, every realm. This is kind of shaping up to have a little bit of the romantic kind of relationship angle to it. But I think there's some career stuff involved here too. Honestly, I think in whatever realm we're talking about, you have this ability to control your force, your fire, your power. Okay, and I'm interested to see how this is going to play out, especially on the Path of the Serpent, where again we have all major arcana. I can almost guarantee that in the next weekly round of videos, we're going to have the overhead camera. Okay. I've already purchased it. I just have to figure out how to mount it and do all the editing and stuff. But you're going to be able to see what I'm looking at. And this is really, I don't see this very often with all major arcana like this. So it's a pretty special week for you, Aries. I think that you really are in control of your power. You're really kind of at the head of your life right now, like at the... I think maybe right now you're kind of the best you've ever been, the best that you've ever felt. As far as being in control of your vitality, really able to make decisions, feeling strong, feeling good, feeling optimistic even when there's this kind of this realization about this relationship and then you ended it, So I think you're still very much feeling like you're on top of your game this week, despite this relationship ending and, moving on to kind of what's going on right now in the present, we see a 10 of Pentacles or discs or diamonds. I think you've got a lot of irons in the fire, kind of, so to speak. I think you've got a lot going on in your day-to-day life. I think there are a lot of projects that you're working on. Maybe you have more than one job even. I think there are several ways by which you make money, It could be that you have some investments. It could be you have a side business. You have your main business. You've got a few different things going on. I feel like there are a few sources of income here for you. And this week, I think, is really going to take some focus on that. I think there's more work to be done on these different revenue streams to kind of just shore them all up, solidify them, make sure they're all nice and steady and flowing well. There are no problems anywhere, you know? I think it's going to be a real focus on that. And I think you're going to have to use some of these powers that we're talking about. Your power of knowing when to dial up the intensity, be a little bit more blunt and more forceful, and kind of when to dial it back and be a little more calm. I think you're going to have to use that skill in some of these financial endeavors, these projects, these businesses that you've got going on. And I think you're also going to have to use your ability to kind of see where there might be some waste going on. You know what I mean? With this power of seeing the illusion, seeing when things are maybe getting a little excessive. I think you're going to need to kind of trim the fat from some of these revenue streams, some of these income sources. I think there's a lot of, maybe not a lot, but there is some waste going on, some spending that doesn't need to be happening. Okay. And I think this is kind of the focus. This is where your energies need to go this week in order to, like I said, shore up these revenue streams, trim the fat, make them a little more lean, and eliminate the waste, because I think you could be earning a lot more, but there's some money kind of leaking out somewhere that doesn't need to go. You know, and I think that's what we have to find this week, and that's the vibe that I'm getting with the 10 of Pentacles here. I don't think you have 10 revenue streams. Maybe you do, but I think you have more than one. You have 2, 3 probably. And I think they all need a little bit of attention. They all need a little bit of, tender loving care, and just trimming the fat on those. Because I think maybe with this relationship in the past, the one that we're talking about that we ended here with this 4 of Cups, maybe that was taking a little bit of your focus off of your lean kind of business model, you know, and maybe you were spending a little too much, indulging a little too much, enjoying things, you know, as you should. And then maybe now it's time to tighten those things up a little bit to get these income streams real solid. Okay. Down beneath everything, we see some more of your good, fiery Aries energy. This is really terrific. This is your ability to really sustain your power, your energy, your enthusiasm, your vitality. This is like your stamina. You know, you can really go the distance with putting in this work. And I think that's why you're able to have, 2 or 3 different jobs or income streams. You had this relationship. You seem to have this ability to just keep on going and going and going. It's like you don't really get tired, you know. But I think part of the message of this card is that you need to learn to be aware of when you are actually tired, you know, and take some time out for yourself to make sure that you don't expend all of this fiery energy and then you're left kind of with nothing, you know. So while you're putting in a lot of effort, you have a lot of staying power, a lot of stamina for all this work that you're doing, you have to take some time also for yourself, you know. And I think it's something that you're already aware of, something that you're already kind of learning how to do. Because this card is in the bottom of the path of the dove, it feels like it's something that you already have an awareness of. You know that maybe you push things a little too hard sometimes. You don't get enough sleep. You don't always eat right. Maybe you are kind of burning the candle at both ends. And that also goes back to that 7 of Cups too, where we take things to the extreme, but you always know when enough is enough. You know, you're starting to learn that. So I think that's very important too, and I think that's, that's, like I said, the reason why you're able to sustain all of this work and be so successful. But then it's also the thing that really could be your downfall if you don't start taking care of yourself. Okay. Now, in the immediate future, we do see this 6 of Pentacles. This is a lot of harmony and a lot of success, especially in this financial situation, in terms of these revenue streams, these businesses that you're involved in. I think you're really going to see, with just a little bit of tinkering, these things are going to be just beautiful and magical. I think they're going to be so harmonious that they're just they're making money for you. You know what I mean? So you're going to be able to focus on yourself a little bit. Maybe focus on the next relationship that's coming, or whatever the situation is, wherever it is that you kind of want to take your life. I think you're going to have the financial stability, the financial kind of harmony to do that, to explore different areas of interest. Okay, so this card's a real balance, a real harmony, and a rhythm almost in your business life with the way that you make money. And I don't know what kind of a career you're in, or I don't know what you do for work, but I feel like it's more than one thing. Like we talked about, I feel like it really takes a lot of effort, and you really put in a lot of hours doing these things. And it's really going to pay off with just a little bit of tinkering. I think it's going to create such a wonderful like money machine for you that it's going to free up some of your time, you know. And I hope with some of that free time, you're going to take care of yourself. Okay. We're going to go now to the path of the serpent. This is where I really want to explore. I do want to mention that these cards are always correct. We never pull an incorrect tarot card. I don't care who you are. But as the interpreter, I don't always know how to attribute each of these cards to your specific circumstances, okay? So that's why I ask you to connect directly with the cards, with the images and the energies, and use your own intuition. Go beyond just the mere things that I'm saying, okay? So your general energy is this fortune card. I think that one of the reasons why you have so much fire on the path of the dove, why you have so much power and control over your power, why you have so much stamina and this, I think, an innate Aries ability to go the distance, to just keep pushing and keep working and keep that energy level up. I think it's because you have such a deep connection with the cycles of the universe. You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm starting to sound a little abstract here, but I feel like you've had a life, not that it's all been roses, it's all been just cheerful and positive and wonderful experiences nonstop, right? You've had ups and downs, you've had challenges. Maybe you've had some really dark days and some really deep, difficult challenges. But you're the type of person that understands the grand scheme of your life. And so you always are able to maintain this energy level, this enthusiasm, and this kind of cheerfulness. This is the Wheel of Fortune. This card's ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is all generous and loving and kind of fun. You know what I mean? Just has a really good energy about it. And this is, again, not to say that there aren't ups and downs, but this is your ability to really handle those ups and downs with a positive attitude, with a lot of faith and hope and trust in the grand scheme of things, right? In your own true self, your own spirit guides, guardian angels, in God, goddess, deity, universal mind, universal energy. You have this trust and this faith that I think is unshakable. And even in your darkest days, you maybe hold on to that faith and that trust, and that's what gets you through. And you're able to maintain this energy level that I think is really creating a lot of success in your life. And I think the more you hold fast to your faith, the more you seem to be brought out of these challenges kind of unscathed and unscarred. You know, they could be very difficult, but you seem to come out just completely without a mark on you. You know what I mean? And I think it's because you have this real perception of the larger scale of your life, the larger implications of things, the larger meaning, your overall kind of life path. You know? I think you have a very strong sense of that, and that's really what is sustaining a lot of this. Now, the next card that we see, and we were kind of talking about like what you're going to do with some of this free time. You know, once these businesses really start working for themselves, what are you going to do? What do you want to do with your life? Are you going to explore new relationships, new hobbies, new interests, just the pursuit of new pleasure and new inspiration, right? Well, we've got some inspiration here with this Fool card. Now, the Fool card is suggesting to me someone with an A name. I don't know how many of you have a name that starts with A, or if this is someone that you're going to be meeting or an area of your life that you're going to explore. There's something coming that's got an A in the name. It begins with the letter A, okay? So this could be a new hobby. It could be a destination. It could be a person. But I feel like it's something that you kind of never expected. It's something that you never thought you would either have the means and opportunity to try, or something that you never really had an interest in doing, something that you never even thought of, a person that maybe is unlike anyone that you've ever been with or dated or had a relationship with, or someone that's not someone or something that's not your typical inspiration, your typical focus, right? So something brand new, something unexpected, maybe a little unbelievable, maybe something that really does elicit this sense of adventure and this kind of innocence about you, where it's that excitement of going out and trying something new that you've never done before. And that's some of this Fool energy, right? The Fool's the wanderer. The Fool's kind of just happy-go-lucky, doesn't know that there's a cliff right in front of them. I don't think you're going to fall down that ravine. I think this Fool just keeps walking and just floats through the air right to the other side. I think it's this kind of lightness, and that is part of your faith, hope, and trust. You're trusting yourself not to fall. You're trusting that this new, unexpected experience, this completely, almost irrational, choice or opportunity, or this door that's being presented to you, is going to work out okay. Even though you know nothing about it or nothing about this person, you're taking a risk, right? But it's still this faith, hope, and trust that you have that things are going to be okay. That it's going to be a great experience for you. However it plays out, it's going to be a great experience for you, So I think this doesn't really narrow it down for me. I have still no idea the work that you do or what kind of things you want to pursue. If you have the time and the opportunity, what do you want to do? What do you feel in your heart that you really want to pursue? What is your inspiration? Well, I think this card's saying that your environment is going to present you with several options that maybe are going to seem like just completely irrational, like I said, something completely unexpected, something that you never would have kind of dreamed that you would be doing or that you would want to do. Could be, again, a destination, traveling, could be a particular person or a hobby, a passion, an activity, something. It's going to be very inspiring, but it's not going to be something that you ever would have really thought of, okay? So that seems like some good energy to me. And again, I'm getting that A name either in the destination or the place, maybe the activity or the person. Starts with that letter A. The next card that we see is this Moon card. I think that this represents a few things within you. This could represent a slight mistrust that you have of people. I know we were talking with this Jupiter energy that you have this real faith, hope, and trust, but in yourself, in the universe, in the grand scheme of things, in the guardian angels, God, goddess, deity, universal, all that stuff, right? But I don't think this faith and trust really extends to other people on the day-to-day, okay? I think that part of your Aries energy, part of your success, part of your force and fire and your control of your power, everything we see over here on the path of the dove, is born out of a little bit of this mistrust of people. It's like just a little bit of suspicion. And again, I think that you're someone that's been through some deep valleys in your life, some really hard times, and maybe that's just given you a little bit of this, like, a little bit of just like a more common sense than most people. And you know enough to be a little bit suspicious of people because people can be shady. So you've got this always a little bit of curiosity, a little bit of suspicion about people. And I think that's another reason why you're being so successful right now. And I think that your life has kind of turned out in a way that is unexpected, yet also kind of how you knew it would end up, if that makes sense. Because you always have a little bit of suspicion, not just about people, but about situations that you might be placed in, that you might put yourself in. So you're always kind of cautious. You're always trying to look at both sides of things. And with this card, you're always trying to look at, yeah, the positive, oh, this is wonderful, but then you're also trying to look at the flip side of things and say, okay, well, what about this is not right? What about this isn't working? What about this do I have to be aware of or be cautious of? I think it's that kind of double thinking that really helps you. Okay? I think, and this goes back to what we said at the beginning about being able to see through the illusion, knowing when things are becoming kind of toxic, right? You're really able to see that because your mind's always looking at things from different angles. You're not just blinded by the sunshine. You're looking in the dark corners of things too. Okay? All the while trusting your spirit guides, your higher self, God, Goddess, deity. And you're looking in those dark corners, so you know what's coming, you know what to expect, and you're able to plan for it and use your power and really exercise the correct degree of force and fire to take care of business. I really feel that way about you. And this card's also saying that you're really on the brink of something kind of life-changing, but it kind of goes with this Fool energy where there's something on the horizon that's unexpected, that is a very important change for you. It's something I think that like you're going to have this opportunity, or you're going to get this idea of what to do next, right? What to pursue for inspiration, what to pursue for your work or your passion projects, or for more fulfillment in your life. This opportunity is going to be presented to you, and I think it's something that, like, someone or something that you never knew you wanted. Do you know what I mean? And it's really going to be an important realization for you to understand that about yourself, that maybe you've always felt this way, or this is something that you've always kind of wanted to do, but it was so deep in your unconscious that you're not aware that you wanted this. I hope that's making sense. I don't know if I'm explaining that correctly or not. But I think it's going to be a breakthrough, and with the breakthrough we have this Tower energy. I think this is going to be something that is, from the outside looking in, other people may think it seems a little chaotic, a little irresponsible, a little irrational, which we already talked about that Fool, kind of an irrational character. But I think you're gonna have this kind of breakthrough experience where maybe something that has been a mystery to you about your own soul, your own nature, so deep in your unconscious will finally be revealed. It's going to feel like that breakthrough, and it's going to feel like, I've known this all along. Why did I not know this? Do you know what I mean? It's going to be that kind of a paradox thing where it's something that's been with you forever, but you're just now realizing it, or you're just now allowing it to come out. And I think it's coming out because everything on the path of the dove is becoming so harmonious this week and in the next few days with your finances, that you're able now to explore some of these major issues in your life. These are like the major forces, all these major arcana that we have here. The Fortune, the Fool, the Moon, and the Tower. And I think these are all very important things for you that you now have the time and the space to activate, to realize, And I think this is how you really take your spiritual life to the next level. Okay? And I think it's coming by way of this A name, activity, event, destination, person, that again is going to be kind of unlike anything that you really have dreamed about, but maybe in some ways you're going to realize that this is what you have been dreaming about, like maybe literally dreaming about for ages, but you never really put two and two together. But now you're having this revelation about yourself, and that's the Tower moment that's coming, I think, at the end of this week. Let's look at this mystery card now. I wonder what this could be. I don't know. I don't have much of a speculation. I'm trying to restrain myself from guessing what this card is going to be. Sometimes I'm right on the money, and it's a little strange, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to have any like personal influence on what this card is. Do you know what I mean? So we're just going to reveal it, and hopefully this will tie everything together. Okay. Okay, we've got the Knight of Cups here. This could be a Cancer person in your life. It could be a water sign person in your life. It could be this Fool energy is really involving this particular person. I think everything that we're talking about on the path of the Serpent might be facilitated by this A-named water sign person. And they're going to be presenting you with something. And it could be this opportunity for this new experience, destination, this new source of inspiration. it could be they're presenting you with something more abstract, like their feelings or their ideas, or whatever. They're offering their themselves to you. Okay, but they do have something in their hands, as you can see there. And I think that is where this opportunity that we see with this Fool energy is going to manifest. So be on the lookout for maybe a Cancer, but a water sign person, maybe with that A name. And that could be the person through which you have this realization of all of this major arcana energy that we're talking about, which I think is really showing you the way to like leveling up your life and really advancing your spiritual progress. And I'm very excited. I think it's going to be a really wonderful week for you. I think it really is going to be fun. I think it's going to be exciting. We've got a lot of this good fire energy. I think you're in a good place. I think it's going to be good. Anyway, we're going to do a quick extended. If you want to check out the extended readings, click on the link right here. And you can become a member to the channel, and you'll have access to all of the extended readings for all the signs, for all the weeks, all the videos, monthlies too. This was your weekly tarot reading for February 5th through 11th on Dove and Serpent Tarot.